Right then, so this video is going to be about the A3 open category, and it's more aimed at fixed wing aircraft and VTOL, as in fixed wing VTOL takeoff and fly. Now, a couple of bits. I didn't ask the CA the question because I had to. So, in the new rules, okay, the requirements are you have to have commercial insurance for commercial work, okay. If you're in the A3 open category, you don't have to have your operational authorization, okay. You don't need that to operate in the A3 open category, which is typically where fixed wings and VTOLs will work, okay, because they're ideal for mapping large areas, doing surveying, and that kind of stuff. So I said to the CA, hang on a minute, can I go beyond 500 metres now? Because that wording has now gone. It's not written in law anywhere, okay? And this is in the A3 open category. However, if you was to fly with your operational authorisation, okay, you'll be limited to 500 metres, that's it. However, this is where it gets good. So in the A3 open category, okay, with commercial insurance, okay, with a fixed wing VTOL, okay, you can go beyond 500 metres. Now the CA were very clear, they don't recommend it. Okay, they actually don't recommend it, but it's not illegal. Okay, they were quite clear to me that, okay, if you want to go beyond 500 metres, that's fine, but how do you know your flight path or anything wouldn't go near an urban area? Which made me kind of smile and laugh a bit, because if you're working in the moors, okay, or you're working in the Welsh Hills, or you're working in Scotland or anything like that, it's very much in the middle of nowhere, which is where the A3 open category will be. The chances of you actually coming across buildings is going to be really remote. And if you're doing your flight planning correctly, you will know where those buildings are anyway, and you will be avoiding them anyway. So that did make me smile a little bit. It's like, okay, we're talking about the A3 open category here, but I get they're covering all the bases, okay. So what does it mean, basically? Well, it means you can have a fixed wing mapping drone like the eBee, okay, or the Wingtra, okay, or a Believer, or a VTOL like, the Mugen, for example. If you can visually see it, okay, you have visual line of sight, you can go beyond 500 metres. So the bigger the airframe, the bigger the wingspan, technically, okay, you're good, if you can see it. However, it is very, very important, okay, but there's a few bits here that we really have to tick off the box. So the important bits is, number one, you, the remote pilot, are responsible for the flight, okay. If you think at any point the flight is unsafe, okay, you need to bring the aircraft back, okay, which is, that's what we expect anyway. That's what you would do. Number two, you are expected to take avoiding action to avoid other aircraft. So basically, if you see a Cessna or a microlight, you're expected to get out of their way, okay, which is fair enough, okay. You must keep the aircraft within visual line of sight, so you have to be able to see it, okay. So it was really interesting because I had a video on the channel from years ago now of me flying an eBee, okay, and because I could hold the camera and watch the laptop screen, okay, and I could literally just, because I could look around and I could see the eBee, although I'm holding the camera, watching the screen, okay, and I can issue commands through the keyboard and stuff, and the eBee's just flying around because it's on a computer link. I got a little bit of a telling off because I spent too long looking at the screen, and I was like, well, hang on a minute. Yeah, the camera's looking at the screen, I can see the eBee there. And they go, what do you do in an emergency action? Well, I just press a key, I just press it on the keyboard and the eBee does it. That's how it works. If you think I'd stop filming because of the emergency, bloody right I would. So, yeah. Now, the CAA do not recommend operating beyond 500 metres, but there's no actual law or rule to stop you from doing it, okay. That is today's rules, okay? There's no rule now that says you cannot do it, okay? Now, weather conditions may change distances you can operate to, okay, and maintain visual line of sight. So flying into the sun, you might not be able to go as far as you want to, okay? If there's a low cloud base, is 500 metres going to work for you or not? You know, everyone's eyes are different, the weather conditions can make a difference, okay? Now, and this is only possible, okay, in the A3 open category as well, okay? So you can't do it in urban areas. It is, you know, remote from people, basically. Now, it does make fixed wings and the VTOL fixed wing hybrids usable at last, okay? And what's also really interesting, because if you fly an eBee, okay, and I've flown one under an OSC. 750 metres, I would say an eBee is fine at. Stuff like the Wintra, you'll see it out to about 1.2 kilometres as per the manual, okay, which is really nice. So, you know, if anybody ever asks you, you go, well, it says 1.2 in the manual, although it does depend upon your own eyesight, okay, so you've got to take that into consideration. We've then got another thing that's quite interesting, okay. You don't need to take a flight test. That's right, you heard me 100% correctly. Because you're not flying under your operational authorisation, okay, and you are just flying in the A3 open category, far from people, you do not have to have had to take a flight test for a fixed wing dash multi-rotor, dash hybrid even, or for a VTOL. You don't need to take a flight test, which I find astounding. The only thing is you've got to have commercial insurance. Oh dear. And you can fly anything up to 25 kilos in weight. Oh dear. But yeah, so for those of you that operate fixed wings like myself, the world just got a little bit easier for you, okay, in many respects. So that's it really, it's only a quick one. So safe flying everyone and take care. Have a good day. Cheers.